Hello, everyone. My name is Ethan M. Wong.
Good evening.
Good evening, my friends. If you're listening to this, you're listening to the little highlight that we've cut, a little promo, if you will. I mean,
A sneak peek.
A sneak peek, SPs, as I call it, of our Patreon bonus episode. It's a lot of fun. We get our producers on mic, MJ and Matt. They can't get on mic now.
Yeah, believe it or not, they do have voices and they do scream.
And I must scream.
I fucked that up. Yeah, it's a mouth.
Yeah.
I should have said they have mouths.
There you go, but you didn't.
Yeah.
But in this episode, we, at the suggestion of of producer Matt, he said we should have a little candid discussion on Drakes, and we had some other stuff planned, but the whole episode ended up being about Drakes.
Yeah.
Which is
I got confused because I thought he said a candid discussion on Drakes, so I went ahead and covered all my apples and caramel and sugar, and I was totally unprepared. But it's still a good episode.
Yeah, despite not having the sugary treat review that Spencer thought it was going to be. We should actually do that. If you're keeping track, I love Snickers bars. I haven't had one in so long.
My new favorite candy bar, Heath bars.
Interesting. Okay.
I've been sleeping on them for a long time, but we keep keep candy in my fridge, like little mini chocolate bars.
That is true. I do. Yeah.
Right now it's Heath bars, and boy, are those good.
Is that related to the cat?
No, it's just it's for people.
Okay.
Yeah,
if you don't know,
don't give candy to our cat.
Heathcliff the cat is.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about my cat that is my pet.
No,
Okay.
I guess that's a little fun. Okay, well, this is over now. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Let's roll the highlight, baby. I think for the first part of this pod, we're gonna talk about Drakes, and on all therein. Because
we touched on
it.
We touched on this a little bit in one of our streams, and I think it's on YouTube or something.
It is on YouTube
or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, we're touching on it again. We can't stop touching it.
Drakes.
Hey, it's November.
Can't stop touching it. That's the title. Right, I'm gonna write it down.
Do you guys remember how you guys? So I remember seeing it on Tumblr. A while back.
Seeing what?
And Drakes.
Uh-huh.
Okay. No, I saw porn.
Just to be clear.
Yeah.
I was stuck on November.
I saw
November
Drake
thing.
and
Yeah.
Is Reddit.
And I think I wrote about this in my Ethan journey, old Ethan whatever essay, but there was a blog I followed for a long time called Zarvlad. I don't know if he still posts, but that was he used to reblog a lot of my pictures, and I remember sometimes just like on Instagram, if someone likes a bunch of pictures, you check out the profile, right? It's just the thing you do. Mm-hmm. And I followed him because I was like, oh whoa, he's reblogging some people, and I was just discerning the difference. Okay, that's a pretty peacock. Oh wait, that guy. It's an Asian guy with glasses. What's his name? Mark Cho. Man, his suit looks pretty cool. Kind of wide cut, high waisted. Yeah. And of course, at a certain point, you see, oh, there's this black guy here wearing some jeans with a sleeveless cardigan and a sport coat. Like, what is this? You click on it, and you read the comments and it goes, oh man, Drakes can do no wrong. What the fuck's Drakes? And you're
like, how can I be
find
black?
it? Yeah, because I mean, this is a little off topic, but maybe we didn't get to talk about this in our social media episode way back when, but I got a lot of my initial inspiration from Tumblr. I didn't follow any of these guys on Instagram beforehand. It was always Tumblr, and so I saw a lot of Drakes on there, a lot of Drakes in the Armory. But of course, Drakes is very interesting because it's ready to wear. It's not a tailoring, or it's not a custom tailoring atelier operation, whatever. And of course, there's that thing I talked about where they always photograph their own guys, which is so great. Mm-hmm. A lot of difference to me. A lot of made a big difference to me. And I think I'm pretty sure I introduced it to Spencer, or at least I showed him some images back then, and I showed Raj and everything, and the fact that they made ties for their first as their first product for 50 years or so.
Long time.
No, maybe not 50 years. They started in the 70s.
Yeah, they started in 77. Star Wars Fever
1977,
was
and I
sweeping
think
the nation.
Yeah.
Shawls.
But yeah, they started doing like they started offering like shirts and sport coats, you know, like in I don't know, like 2000, like you know, early 2000s or mid to late 2000s. But
Nobody
basically
knows
by like
it's impossible. To find
yeah,
out.
but basically
It's a
by
mystery.
like 2013, I started to see all these great images of like you know them wearing full kits, you know, and it was great, and they look so good. It was like you know people call it like neo ivy or you know British ivy through like an Italian lens because they liked very soft jackets or whatever. But it was big, and it was like one of those things for it was an aesthetic I could do that was still tailored, still classic, that wasn't you know like too formal, right? Because like
Because-
you know they have slimmer pants and
Yeah.
everything or whatever.
Well,
Go
we
ahead,
can
Matt.
talk more about our introductions, but I'm curious, what sort of was your go-to like silhouette before learning about Drake's, or at least what they were doing with that combination of styles? Like, what were you kind of working with or enjoying at that time before finding out about it?
Oh man, I'm pretty sure it was weird because I want to say that it was all like full cut. I mean, or
Yeah.
at least you know kind of moderate to full cut. Because I was wearing vintage, but then there's the opposite, right? Because
Yeah,
at this
'cause
time I was still doing the skinny
you were
leg
slimming
thing.
down all your non-vintage stuff.
Yeah, so this was like kind of like in the middle ground. Looks like I said, like as I was like transitioning to embracing fuller cuts, it was still like okay, well, the middle area is still cool there, and you know again, like I said, like Drake's was a way to look vintage, classic, everything all together. So I was like, okay, maybe not everything has to be super full cut, but
Right.
you know, it still accomplishes what I want, you know. And even today, right, I still have like slim chinos that are like 8 inches, which again compared is not you know people might call that kind of straight legged, but for me compared to like you know the 9.5s, the 10s I try
Yeah.
and wear now,
Mm-hmm.
those are considerably a lot slimmer. So you know it made a big deal for me. I don't know, like what about you guys, Spencer?
I mean, yeah, that was a good kind of like, I guess, gap between vintage and contemporary like tailoring, because there was a lot of stuff that I already liked, like you know, kind of like English countryside stuff, which I was into. I liked all the like preppy, you know, like button down collars, like you know, tweed jackets and stuff like that. It was I don't. It was a good way to yeah like bridge the gap between those two things for me.
Yeah, because I was gonna say that me, Spencer and I recognize it as Ivy, but you know, it's funny because you know Spencer for a while, like he said in the old Ethan episode, you know, because of Spencer's height and everything, like he wouldn't. There wasn't a lot of like 30s and 40s he could wear, so he had to wear like a lot of 50s and 60s, and you know. I know Spencer watches a lot of like mid-century stuff and you know movies, so like it's easy to kind of get into the 60s Ivy,
It's
and so
easy.
we were seeing all these connections, but you know it's not like you're gonna be straight up oh fuck what's the guy's name? Rod Serling. You're not gonna be fucking like standing there with
Yeah,
like a very
right.
skinny tie. Like this was like okay, he's wearing a button-down collar, soft jacket, 3-roll 2, but then like the tie looks kind of 40s
Yeah,
because
and
of,
it
like, the
like
abstract
it
print.
just like it looks cool and relaxed and not like stuffy. We hate that, as everyone knows.
Yeah.
In
I
a
don't think we said it at the beginning.
yeah, in,
Well,
in a way that
they're
was
patrons. They already know.
They know.
Yeah.
They got
know
the
it.
gist.
they got the gist of it. But yeah, no, it was just a good way to be like, okay, you don't have to wear you don't have to like wear these like really padded, you know, 30s jackets or these, you know, I mean, I still wear 60s jackets all the time. But
Right.
yeah, it was like a nice introduction into more contemporary stuff.
Yeah, and I was also gonna say too that like I think what a lot of like the generation before us, or at least maybe you know a couple years above us, what they got from like seeing those old like Ralph Lauren photos. That's how I feel about Drake's.
Yeah.
Again, you know, I'm not gonna say that the Armory B and Taylor wasn't formative, but it was like because this is a brand, like this is ready to wear. There is multiple sizes. You can see the same jacket worn on another sales associate, but then see them wear it differently. Like that was a big deal, right?
Right.
And you know, it was because we don't have anything like that. I mean, you know, we're not in New York. I'm sure there were other independent menswear stores or smaller ateliers or whatever, but this one, you know, like you know, I always praise them for the photography, their social media presence. It was just really, really cool. So how did you find it, Matt? I mean, I know, we're all children of the internet.
Well, I was thinking about it. I probably got turned to it when I was in like, because I went to New York for like a choir trip in like summer 2018 in May. So I was probably reading your first New York trip and just like, okay, where the fuck do I go? Where do I do all this stuff? And I was like trying to message you guys about it. Like, well, okay, Kamakura, do they have a place here? I was like going off of the podcast almost. And so I eventually like read your thing and was like, oh, Drake's. What's that? And I never got to go to Drake's when I was there, but I sort of learned more about it and like the kernel was planted. And like I remember having images on my phone comparing the blue OCBD to light blue OCBD to the chambray and just seeing, okay, and these are like my first Drake saved images, and then like really like becoming aware of it through the blog and through the discussions and Instagrams in that summer, and then leading up to their fall winter 2018, which was just like an explosion, and just like figuring it out through there. And just like, oh my god, like this is insane. Like this is what I've been sort of like because I was very like dandy before, just sort of like the bow ties structured.
Hey, you're a theater kid. I'm not surprised.
I know. That's what you got. And like this, like some like justifiable like skin tight pants and just like low rise, but just like learning about the stuff and just like, okay, I'm setting up the template, and like these long haired scruffy people, and just like setting up the template for what would be later, and just constantly working towards that. And it's still something I'm just kind of like rounding out, but just like, oh, I can combine jeans and tailoring. And that's Ethan said that thing, the cardigan and then the jeans and then the tailored jacket and tie. That's how you do
absolutely. I do think that the sport coat jeans didn't really hit it for me until I saw that, because there was just something the way, this is why we need to have an episode on this, because in my head, all I could think of is like articles of style was pretty okay, but then like the kind of GQ stuff, or like the way like Real Men Real Style did, or even maybe the way my dad did it, just didn't look good, right? Like kind of maybe boot cut, especially with like stacks, because I never really saw cuffed jeans until Spencer, but then Spencer wouldn't wear them with tailoring. Like he always wore it with like a sports shirt. Like,
but I mean, when I worked at, this was I guess more at Men's Warehouse than J. Crew, but at Men's Warehouse, guys did not want to cuff their jeans. Like
I don't understand.
They would like have us tailor jeans rather than like cuff them.
I mean, I'm kind of into that now, like the kind of like, even though I prefer keeping the same cuff, like a jean that kind of just ends is kind of cool. Although I would just raw hem it instead.
Yeah.
I was learning
MJ,
about
what about
this,
you?
or I'll just say really quick, I was learning about this stuff when I got my Drake's denim, and like, because like before I got them tailored, I sort of had like a cool rockabilly cuff, and that was kind of cool too, and like that was the look, but I didn't know anything. I didn't know what to do, and I was messaging the chat like, hey guys, I'm about to go to the tailor. What do I do to get that look? And I wasn't getting helped, so I ended up getting like a 2-inch cuff on my denim.
Yeah.
So I have. I have that look.
Why not?
Why not? But now I have my cowboy cut. I was like, like it has a flair to it. It's sort of 70s. I don't want to cuff it. It's like lean into that. I mean, is it the cleanest break? Maybe not. But it's like a 29, and it kind of works for me. So I'm just like, and I'm so against not against it, but I'm just so lazy like getting things altered. So, same thing goes for fixing the denim, but I don't know what I'd do with it if I ever just like get a clean cuff, get a raw hem, or like get it a little bit longer so I can cuff it. I don't know what I'd do. What do you guys think? What should I do?
I mean, you're gonna have to wait to listen to the pod that Spencer and I are gonna eventually do on this. I don't know. It's what if it was Voldemort?
And that's what Voldemort sounds like if he listens to our podcast.
Avada Kedavra! Yeah.
Anyway, what a great clip. It made me laugh. It made me cry.
I'm only crying.
Yeah. But anyway, that's our show.
That's it. Yeah, if you guys like that, you want to hear the full discussion, please consider subscribing to our Patreon at patreon.com/downdirection. So far, we've had 5 or 6 bonus episodes. They're all great. We know.
Couple movie episodes, couple like kind of, I don't know, like just kind of round table with the producers as this one is. But there's a lot of good stuff and a lot more coming.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah.
Sex.
What's that?
It's penetration.
Okay.
Actually,
I
that
wasn't sure.
actually is a big thing because in the queer community, right? Like, there's a big discussion about like what sex is, penetration, is it oral? You know, there's a lot of different
Yeah.
stuff about it. But hey, we're not. This is a big topic. We're not here to discuss that. We are not the experts. And I'm not a sex expert at all.
You can't
I'm
shorten those two words into one.
sex. Sex expert.
Yeah.
Sexpert.
There you go. But yeah, anyway, consider joining our Patreon. Not only do you get the bonus episodes, of
That's
course, you also get access to our special Style and Direction Discord.
Lots of
Ethan
great
and I
stuff.
are in there right now. We are going to be in there again in about 30 minutes.
Because
that's where we do our Twitch streams.
That's right.
So
Twitch.tv
if you've seen
/Style
if
Direction.
you've seen, there you go. Twitch.tv/Style Direction. If you have seen our free Twitch streams and said, boy, do I wish that I could talk to them live, well, if you sign up for the Patreon,
right.
you can.
That's right. You know, we talk about so many things.
Twice a week, in fact.
That's right. And well, actually, once a week we play video games and we very minimally talk to people. But then the Saturday one, of which we are recording this intro, or outro technically, yeah, we talk a lot. So I hope you guys enjoy, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, also shout out our Sidecast Fanatics. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Done.